Soul Infused Monday, today with a special episode called Detoxify Your Life. Feel vibrant, healthy, and strong. And before I jump in, I always want to wait a few moments so that people can join live. If you are already watching the replay, take a moment to remove any distractions, take a moment to grab a pen and a paper, and take a moment to leave a comment below to say hello and give me a thumbs up if you hear and see me clearly. Okay, great. And I always like to start the show with just inviting you to take a nice deep breath. Not always, but very often. So just take a nice deep breath. Before you do anything else, allow yourself to become present. Allow yourself to become present, remove any distractions. This is really important information that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a lot of information, and you want to have a pen, a paper, you want to have some water, you want to be ready and go. If you do three things at the same time, I invite you to choose one. Of course, I prefer and hope you're going to stay with me, and you're going to stay here with me on the Soul Infused Monday show. But if you don't, because there's something else that is more important to you, I totally get it. I just invite you to be fully present with one thing, because when we do things at the same time, we are not really present with any of them. Yeah, makes sense, right? And I appreciate you taking the time here with me today. I really appreciate you being here with me today, because you could do something else instead. So, who is here? And I'm going to start just maybe a few more seconds, half a minute, and then we're going to jump into the topic, detoxify your life and feel vibrant, healthy, and strong. And invite your friends. This is super important information. Agatha is here, hello. Carla is here, hello. Where are you guys from? Leave me a comment below where you're actually watching from. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hint, water, detoxifying your life, super important. I'm going to go into that in just a moment. Hi, Barbara. Fantastic to see you. Okay, so let's get started. If you're new to this show, if you're new to my work, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre. I've been on the journey doing energy healing, advanced energy modalities for over 23 years, and I'm here to support you today specifically to really feel vibrant, to feel good about yourself, to live the most fulfilled life you can have, infused and guided by your higher spirit, your higher self, your soul, a soul-infused life. So, and I actually have a few notes today because there's so much information that I can give, and I want to cover the basics. And even though I'm going to give you a lot today, I'm still only scratching the surface from the knowledge and research and experience that I gathered for over 20 years. And when I talk about detoxifying, I will give you a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. I'm going to go into what are toxins to begin with, what is it from an energetical perspective, and what are the non-physical and physical areas to look into. And a quick disclaimer, if you're new to my work, anything I speak here is about energy. When I use terms like pathogens or toxins or frequency, it's all about an energetical frequency. I am not a physician or doctor per se. So anything that you use from this information is 100% your own responsibility. Your health is your own responsibility. And when I talk about these things, I just mean mainly energy frequencies. Okay. Also, make sure you write down your notes, questions you might have. You can leave me questions in the comments as well as we move along. Just want to say hello to a few more people and then I dive in. Hi, Norma, Tampa, fantastic, Agata. Hi, Carol. Hey, Barbara's here from Turks and Caicos as well. Okay, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Fantastic. Okay, let's jump in. Tina, hello. Europe is in the house as well. Again, I want to set the foundation that you are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your well-being. You are responsible for how you experience your world, inside and out, right? And for today's topic about detoxifying your life, I also want to bring into foundation that the body is made to self-heal when it is connected to the divine blueprint. The body itself is made to self-heal, okay? And I also invite you, if this is new information to you, whether this is new or whether you are on this journey for so long, some of the things I'm going to say, you know already, and some of the things might be new. If you hear something that you know already, just use it as a great reminder or as a great way to dig deeper. And if it's new information, well, great, you learned something new. Okay. So I'm just inviting you to have an open mind and to follow along whether this is new information or a good reminder. When I talk about the body is made to self-heal, as we come into this world and we are all connected to our divine blueprint, there's like a code that when we are connected, we are in a healing state, okay? So when we are disconnected, we are creating or we are experiencing so-called dis-ease, whatever that dis-ease feels like. So ultimately, in order to feel vibrant, healthy, and strong, you do want to reconnect your system, your energy field, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, everything, your whole makeup as a human being here. You want to reconnect that again to the healing intelligence. So, and I'm gonna bring a few things today that are from the physical, because when it comes to detoxing, a lot of people associate that only with the physical. You might go on a liver cleanse, or you are going on a juice cleanse, or you want to kind of flush out stuff when you've been eating like a maniac throughout the holidays or something. You know, whatever that means to you. I want to take this a little bit broader and seeing it a more holistic way, that detoxifying your life means inside and out, physical and non-physical. And I'm going to be more specific in a moment. I'm also going to give 5 people the opportunity to actually experience a full spectrum energy detox with me soon, because I'm kind of like not taking any new clients, and I'm going to give like a real super opportunity for 5 people only. That's the only thing I can accommodate at the moment, for a very reduced special rate. If you're interested in that, just shoot me an email or write the number 5 in the comment section, and I will connect with you and talk a little bit more about that with you. So let's dive into what type of toxins or what can actually block your healing. And I'm going to start with the physical things that can block your healing, that can kind of like create toxicity. And when I talk about toxicity, again, I'm talking also about energetically being disconnected from the healing intelligence. Does that make sense so far? Are you excited about this topic? Give me a quick rundown here if you have any questions, or just give me a few thumbs up or a few hearts if this is something that is really landing for you. All right? Good. Hi, Linda is here too. Fantastic. So what are some of the toxins from a physical perspective? For me, everything is energy. However, I'm going to divide it because it's better for the mind to understand, and it's also easier to move into detoxing when we have a better or clearer understanding. So physical toxins can be anything that you ingest. Food, for example. Food can be toxic for you, and by toxic, I also mean it can reverse your energy system. In order to be in a healing state, you want to have your energy system going in flow, so to say, and we call it like your meridians run clockwise. If your meridians are blocked and they're kind of like are reversed, so to say, it's going to block healing. So any toxin can actually block your healing. So anything that you ingest can be toxic. And it doesn't mean necessarily it has to be poison. You know, it can be that two very main food groups that reverse a lot of people is gluten and dairy, just as an example. But it can be anything that you ingest, okay? Anything that you ingest can be something that you might have to detoxify in your life. Anything that you inhale through your nose can be toxic in some way. And I'm also going to give you a few solutions or tips on how you can get started with this. And then, of course, if you want to dig a little deeper and really detoxify on a deeper energetical level and on a more emotional level with things that you cannot do yourself, feel free to reach out to me and be one of the 5 people that I'm going to offer a special session here. Anything that you touch, and by when you touch, I mean anything that you put on your skin. It could be any cosmetic products, hair products, cleaning products, makeup, people. Yeah, someone else could also be energetically not good for you, right? So a person can be even. Then other things that can reverse the system that you might need to detoxify is anything that comes as an injectant into your body. That can be insect bites. Insect bites, and I experience this a lot because I live in the Caribbean, and so we have quite a few insect bites here compared to when I used to live in Germany. So insect bites, simple insect bites, and I'm not talking about deadly, poisonous insects, but insects can create like a venom or poison in joints or in your skin, or it can just trigger with your neurotransmitters, or it can do something to reverse your healing state. So injectants can also be vaccinations, old medications, anesthesia, so many other things that come through punctuation into your body can be a toxin. So that's just one group of things on a physical level that can be a toxin for you. I'm just checking the comments. If you do have specific questions, let me know, and I have a sense that you're busy taking notes, so that's great. Another thing from a physical perspective is, if you think about detoxifying, there are certain organs and glands or body parts that are crucial to have a detox effect. Like, for example, you can take as many supplements as you want, or you can go and do some detox program, but your gut health is not intact, or your liver is not intact. So organs can also be part of the detox and have to be. Especially, I'm not going into too much detail, but your gut for sure, and your kidneys and your liver, certainly organs you want to look into if they're actually working properly. And those are highly affected as well by the toxins that I just mentioned. Something that can actually, I'm gonna mention it, even though it's not a toxin per se, but something that can really block your healing is not sleep enough, not good sleep over time. So you can do whatever else you want to kind of have a great life and feel healthy, but if you don't sleep enough, or if you don't have quality sleep, your body does not have the time to recharge, rejuvenate, and to heal overnight. And so sleep is super, super crucial as well. So I just want to point that out as well. Okay, so there are way more to say about this, but I'm going to cover this because I want to move into the non-physical. That is something that I work specifically with next to the physical areas. But before I go there, I'm going to give you a few tips, so to say solution things that you can pay attention. Some of them might be total common sense to you, and some of them might be new. So the 3 main things that you can change right away that just cost nothing, so to say, right? And they're so basic that most people don't even think about it anymore, okay? Number 1, water. So you might think, yeah, of course, duh. However, most people are chronically dehydrated. You don't drink enough water. And only water counts. I'm not talking about coffee, not even tea, juices, anything that you put in the water does not count with hydration. So just drink more water and check the quality of your water. You can change that right away in this second. Just grab a glass of water and drink. I drink water like crazy, and I spend a lot of time in the restroom. Your bladder needs to be flushing out. Okay. Checking here. Yeah. Is this landing for you? Are you good? Are you still hearing and seeing me? Engage with me in the comments so I know that you are with me. I always love to connect with you and I love to engage with you. So send me something that I know you're here with me, okay? Water, number one. Number two, breathe. Breath. It's like, what? Yeah, I'm breathing. Yeah, you breathe because it's something that you don't even think about. But I'm talking about conscious breathing. And you know me, and if you've been following me for a while, I'm known for the take a deep breath kind of person, take a Sonia breath. Deep breaths throughout the day enhance and improve your immune system. Brings you to the conscious moment, to the present moment. Helps you to relax and to release cortisol, for example. Reduces stress. All of that helps to detoxify your life. The water, breath, and third, and I mentioned that already, sleep. Pay attention to get good sleep. I don't want to go into too much detail on what it takes to sleep well. That might be a topic for another time, or if you have more specific questions or you want to work on that specifically, reach out to me personally, and I'm happy to help you with that. So a few other things. Let me see if I find a few other things. Of course, having mentioned all those toxins, be mindful of what you're eating and look at the ingredients. I mean, of course, don't eat processed food, eat as fresh and healthy and like fruits, vegetables, things that you can eat raw, you can put in your mouth, and or even things on your skin, you know. Ask yourself sometimes, would I ingest that? And if not, do I want to have it on my skin, right? So be mindful of what you're eating. Eat less sugar. Sugar is not only reversing the system sometimes, if you don't have a healthy gut, sugar will create fungal frequencies and it will detoxify your body even more. Then there are things like, obviously, during bath, colonic, hydrotherapy. There are a lot of things that you can do to detoxify from a physical perspective that I don't want to go into here right now. So there are a lot of things that you can do, but the three main things that you can do right away is the drinking, the breathing, and the sleeping. Okay? Great advice. I have water with vitamin C now. Great. I'm happy that you mentioned that, Mandy. Supplements can be great and can be toxic for you, right? So not every supplement is good and everybody is different. That's one thing that I really want to emphasize here. Every person is individual and has their own blueprint. What's good for me, like I might take a product called ABC, and that's great for me, and for another person, ABC is toxic. And by toxic, I mean it's not killing them, it's reversing their system, it's just not beneficial for them. So you want to test your supplements regularly, and supplements are only to supplement. If you have a rotten nutrition, if you don't take care of yourself, if you are chronically dehydrated, taking supplements is literally flushing money down the drain because they're not really going to do anything. So you can supplement your nutrition and your lifestyle with supplements, and that can be highly, highly beneficial. Okay, let's move on to the non-physical because I can talk about this for hours, but it's going to be already a little bit of a longer show today, but I'm okay with that because I'm only here once a month at the moment, and I'm going to give you as much as I can. And remember, if you want to be one of the 5 that get a special full spectrum energy detox session with me to a very, very reduced price, connect with me, send me your email, and I'm going to reach out to you. Non-physical toxins. Now we're talking. I'm very passionate about this, and I can only scratch the surface. But I'm going to tell you a few things that can block your healing, that can reverse your system, and that can create dis-ease. All right? So, trauma, old stored trauma in the past. And I'll give you an example. Maybe something happens when you're 5 years old. Whatever trauma that is, it doesn't have to be the worst severe abuse. No, it can be just a feeling of rejection. Especially when we are younger than 5, everything is kind of non-verbal, and consciously we are not aware yet. So we absorb it on the unconscious, non-verbal, before speech level. And you have a trauma field, and it recreates, because it's stuck in your system, it is active in your system until you actually clear that trauma in this present. Because healing occurs in the present moment, not in the past. But it's kind of locked in time, and it repeats underneath, and it will reoccur until you clear that. So trauma, unresolved issues, big time can be one of them. Trapped, frozen, or blocked emotions with the same concept that we all have that, by the way. And the more you clear and flush those out, the more you do the inner work, the more you kind of clear, the more you take care of your emotional, mental, spiritual health, energetical health under the umbrella of energy, the less toxicity you have in that sense, and the more vibrant, more healthy, and more strong and beautiful and confident, whatever it is that you want, you will feel. So emotions, trauma. Then also unconscious intentions and beliefs. So negative, limiting beliefs and also unconscious intentions are created very early on in our psychology and in our psyche when we grow up as children to cope with certain situations, to protect ourselves and to survive. And that's all good. However, now that you are an adult, and it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 70, 100, if those issues are still present in your life, they are locked in until you release them. Does that make sense, guys? Let me see. Do you have any questions? I'm not done yet with the non-physical, but I want to check in. Lots of fish and veggie gives good hormones. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you here. Lovely switcher. I need to put this on repeat. Yes. Yes. And this is so much good information. You can totally rewatch this over and over and send it to a friend. Everybody needs to know this information. The world would be such a better place if everybody takes more responsibility for their own well-being and understands that you have the power to heal. Not like there are amazing doctors out there. I'm not talking against anything that's traditional. However, I'm saying that you are responsible and you have the power to heal yourself if you want to, or be part of the healing journey. Nobody else will do that for you, but they can support you, okay? So take your own health and well-being and joy and happiness into your own hands, okay? So let's move on to some more non-physical things that can reverse or block your healing. Attachments. And we are all talking about the non-physical here right now, right? So I'm talking about frequencies. They are stuck in your system, block. And again, take whatever resonates with you. Some of the stuff might feel a little bit weird to you, or you don't even know exactly what that means. That's okay. Just grab what resonates with you and have an open mind, and you will get what you need to hear today, okay? So, attachments, negative attachments, spiritual attachments, stuff that you absorb from other people, and not only from other people, but something that is an attachment at an unconscious level that keeps you locked in a blocked or non-healing state, okay? And it can be also generational beliefs, it can be generational miasms, it can be past life issues. if you believe in past lives, right? So you can even have attachments that are not even from this lifetime. All of these are non-physical areas that can totally block your healing. People that you associate with, some of it is toxic. What energy do you let in? Words. Words can be it. Emotions. Thoughts. Your own thoughts can be highly toxic. And I know what I'm talking about. I used to be, I don't even find a word to how bad it was. I was so critical with myself. I mean, I hated myself, and 24/7 wasn't necessarily conscious, but to a certain extent it was even conscious. It's like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough. So you might not say this consciously, but if you have some sort of a loop going on with self-judgment, being hard on yourself, critical, pushy, all things that can block your healing, that can highly intoxicate your life. Okay? So you wanna definitely look out and detoxify these areas. And it's like, oh, Sonia, how do I do that? Yeah, very good question. Obviously, I can not give you all the details, but first of all, you want to be aware of it. You want to make a decision. Hey, there's some stuff that I get to detoxify emotionally and spiritually and mentally, and you just pay attention. First, pay attention with what do I surround myself? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? Does it make me feel lighter, or does that make me feel heavier? That's such a simple indicator. Of course, if you want to transform, if you have something that's not healing, if you have something that you really want to transform, if you would know how to do it yourself, you would have done it already. You most likely might need to work with someone to dig deeper and help you. And it could be me if you resonate with me, or someone else. But ask for help. However, there's a lot of things that you can do already by yourself. Simple things. Pay attention. What are you eating? What are you inhaling? What are you absorbing on a physical level? What are you absorbing on a non-physical level? What are you listening to? What are you what are you listening to internally from yourself? What are you listening to others? What are you watching on TV or not? Don't watch TV to begin with. That's actually one of my biggest detoxifying tips. I don't even have a TV. That's why I'm so happy. Of course, that's not the only reason. With who do you spend time with? And the simple question, these are two, is like, does it make me feel lighter? Does it make me feel heavier? Even that simple question, because if something makes you feel good or something makes you feel bad, for lack of better words. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Let me see. No, everybody is into it. One other thing that also can be important in your life on a kind of non-physical level is like conscious conflict. Conscious conflict is something that there is a conflict and you somehow are aware of it, but there's no solution, or you are avoiding, or you're resisting. It could be in a relationship, it could be in workplace. For example, I don't know, conscious conflict could be like you have a work that you hate, but you choose to stay because you want to keep the money, you don't want to be, you don't want to lose the job. And so you're in this conscious conflict that you're resisting the work, but you also don't want to let go of the work. So there has to be a solution in order to release that so that energy can flow. And that can be without having to lose the job, but without having to hate your job every day. Does it make sense? Okay, I want to take a sip of water, so I want to give you two quick examples from a non-physical perspective or physical, how that can manifest in your life. Two examples from two of my own clients. And one is a few years back, and I didn't even know so much that I know now, and it was so like miracle work. So he had pain in his shoulder. He could barely move his arm. And he was a friend of mine, and I was working on him, and he didn't believe this stuff. But he was open to it, right? So you don't have to believe in this in order to work. Just to say it, right? So I tested certain things, and I kind of had the sense, and it's a way to test things with self-testings or remote testing techniques, and it was something that he was ingesting regularly. And one thing I also want to say important here, what causes the issue and what's blocking it from healing can be totally different. So something happened, the shoulder is hurting, barely can move the shoulder, and that might have been for something that happened, but what caused it to heal, what blocks it from healing can be something completely different. In his example, it was coffee, specifically espresso. And when we found out and we cleared it and I gave him a treatment, he could lift his arm like this, and I mean, his face was just a mess. He was just like, he couldn't understand what was happening. And it was just like, for him, I was a miracle worker, right? So it can be as simple as that you clear a toxin that is just really blocking the connection and the healing intelligence. And then that's a very simple, sometimes they have more layers. But I also want to give you an example of a client that I worked recently with, and she had a wrist that was healing. And so I was talking to her, we were working, and I asked her how that happened. And she had an impact with a dog that kind of hit her wrist in a way, and it wasn't healing since then. So that incident happened to hurt the wrist, but the reason that wasn't healing was actually through this incident, through this pain. That was an opportunity, by the way. Listen to your body. Your body is always talking to you. Your body is a messaging machine. Your pain is a message. So there was, and I asked her, how did you have animals when you were a child? And a trauma was coming up, a memory about a dog that she had that someone else was taking care of while she was gone, and that dog died because it got poisoned. And that trauma was still locked in her system, and she was totally unaware of it, actually. And there was kind of like a belief also that I never want to have an animal die on my watch anymore, so she never had any animals anymore. So that whole thing, and I'm only scratching the surface here of what we worked on, but this is an example of something that's not healing right now in your present moment, in your present life, can be blocked by something that happened 30 years ago, okay? Okay, I think I don't want to overwhelm you. I think I gave you so much information. There's way more, and there's so much more. However, I hope that you got a lot of good information, and I want to ask you, stay here with me for another minute. Tune into your notes, tune into everything you've heard. What is your biggest takeaway from this show today? And while you do that, take a sip of water, take a deep breath. What is your biggest takeaway from today's show? And leave me a comment below. Don't leave without doing that. Do it for me, do it for yourself, and for anyone else. Because connection, sharing, creating a field of gratitude is also extremely healing. So I'm going to take a sip of water. And remember, if this resonates with you, if there's something that you want to explore deeper, if you want to take a next step of detoxifying your life, physically and non-physical, I'm offering 5 people. I cannot accommodate more at the moment. 5 people to have a personal one-on-one, full spectrum energy detox session with me to a very reduced rate, 70% off, I think. So reach out to me, send me your email, and I will get in touch with you, and we can dig and kind of clear and detoxify your life if that is in resonance with you. And you already know if you want to do that or not. So if this is you, send me an email, send me a message on Facebook, and leave me a comment below, and we'll connect. So, and I'm going to read some of your biggest takeaways. What is your biggest takeaway from today? Okay, so Carla is saying, I'm responsible for my healing. Carla, this is that is the number one takeaway. I love that. You are responsible for your well-being. That doesn't mean you get help, and it doesn't mean it's your fault. If something happened to you in the past, but now it's your responsibility. You have the power. And as soon as you take the responsibility, you already take one step into a healing state. Because when we are not taking responsibility, we are automatically giving someone else responsibility for our own well-being, happiness, and health. And therefore, you give your power away. Fantastic. Emily's saying, my ears perked up at conscious conflict. It feels like there is something to explore there for me. Yes, Emily. Yes, I can feel it. Yes. Great takeaway. Conscious conflict is totally how do you say that? Yeah, it's not much talked about, and it's something that we underestimate, especially for someone that has done a lot of work, Emily, that I know you have. That might be a next step for you. I'd be happy to do one of the sessions with you if you want to. Do I feel lighter or heavier? Yeah, that's such a great takeaway. It's so simple. Like sometimes we simplify your life, detoxify your life. Does it make me feel lighter? Does this make me feel heavier? Biggest takeaway, does it make me feel lighter? Does it make me feel heavier? Another one, say fantastic. Another takeaway. I'm going back to more water, spinach, fish, chicken, broccoli, kale. Yes, I love all of them. Yes. Body, reminded me to get extra vitamin D as no sunshine in UK. Great, I didn't even mention that. That's another huge piece. Light movement. I didn't even talk about exercise. There's so much more about oxygen, about sunshine, like, oh my God, light color therapy. There's so much more. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I know so much, I would totally kill you without this information. Very good takeaway. Body is made to self-heal. Yes, great takeaway. Sleep is my biggest focus for restorative healing detox. Like, yes, sleep, I tell you, sleep should be the number one. You can do anything you like about everything I've spoken. If you don't get enough sleep and you don't, if you just don't sleep, if you don't have quality sleep, and I didn't even go into what you can do to get more quality sleep. So much more to explore. Water is the great purifier. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Emily. Okay, fantastic. I know not all of you have shared your biggest takeaway yet, and it's totally okay if you don't, and yet I invite you, because everything is about empowerment, what's maybe holding you back. Maybe you're not really clear. If you're not really clear, let go of the perfectionism, let go of the fear of what other people think of you, and just, what is one takeaway? What is one takeaway that you are going to maybe implement and share it with us? Share it, because when we are seen with our wisdom, you can open up to experience and receive healing as well. So if anything is holding you back from sharing your biggest takeaway, put it aside, detoxify it right now, and put it in the comment section. And again, last reminder, if you would like to explore a detox your life full spectrum session with me, I am going to accommodate 5 people to an incredible, ridiculous reduced rate. Because I think this is one of the most important areas, because it will affect every area. Finances, health, relationships, sexuality, communication, work, business. You can apply this to every area of your life and start detoxifying your life so that you feel vibrant, that you feel healthy, that you feel strong. And if you have any other questions, or if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below. I will answer all your questions. And I am super looking forward to connecting with you further, looking forward to your next show that I don't know yet when it's going to be. So stay tuned. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being generous with your time to be here with me today. And I will talk to you soon. Much love.